How do you make tough decisions? Wouldn't it be lovely if we just knew what the outcome of every decision and every action of ours was? Well, wake up and smell the coffee. Hello, I'm Sandhya and welcome to Dynamic Living. Today we're going to talk about how to make tough decisions. I'd spoken in an earlier video about how to deal with toxic people, and I'd mentioned there that the first step is for us to actually retreat within ourselves rather than to react. And once we retreated, we need to contemplate and then choose our course of action very clearly, very carefully. Today we'll talk about how to take that action. I recently filed a very public case against a very large gym chain under the act that dealt with the prevention of sexual harassment against women in the workplace. Now, this was basically because I was getting upset looking at how certain members and certain staff members made women feel or behaved with women, including myself, in the gym. The very fact that I was getting triggered by this made me stop and think. There were several other women in the gym, but they were either oblivious or not getting as upset as I was. This made me stop and contemplate. I realized then that how women were treated in public spaces was important to me. I withdrew and contemplated. I thought that as an educated, older, relatively outspoken person, it was my duty to speak up not just for myself, but also for the other women in the gym. And so I thought that the right thing to do would be to complain. I complained to the staff, I complained to the front desk, I complained to the manager, and when none of this bore fruit, I complained to the head office of the gym. And I followed up with them every single week, asking them to take what I thought should be the right action. When this also bore no fruit, I withdrew and contemplated further. I wondered what the right thing to do was. And here I thought that if I let this go, it would not be the right thing to do, not just for myself, but also as a parent, as a woman, as a lawyer, and as somebody who was a wellness coach and in this space. I felt it was my dharma, it was my obligation, it was my duty to take this further. I wanted to take the kind of action that would have the farthest reaching consequences, not just for me, but for as many women as possible within the country. That was as big as I could visualize. Now, no one can make this decision for you. It is for each of you to contemplate what your personality is like, what your capacity is like, what your circumstances are like, and very importantly also, what the consequences of this action will be. There are 3 points to note here. 1, I didn't go at this from a place of vengefulness. I wanted nothing for myself personally. I didn't want to teach somebody a lesson, take revenge on somebody, show them what I was capable of doing, or even to seek vindication for myself. 2, it is important to think through the consequences as far forward as you can. I had to think about myself, my career, my family, and of course the possible repercussions of what could happen as a result of this action. But like Michelle Obama said, you can't make decisions based on fear and the possibility of what might happen. Number 3, I worked very hard to steady my emotions. And for this, I retreated from as much activity as possible. I spent as much time as I could contemplating. And yes, I stayed away from social media as well. What was left to do was just to do the act and to see it through. When you are on the path of unselfishness and of what you believe is righteous agitation, you'll be surprised how far you can go and how deep you can dig. So my question for you is, what action do you need to take? I'll quote Dale Carnegie here, who said, "Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage." If you want to conquer fear, do not sit at home and think about it. Go out there and get busy. Good luck to you.